have several choices when it comes to setting your homepage inside of Canvas. The one that gives you the most options is to choose to create your own custom page. This is a page that I created, and I created my little welcome header and then each of these buttons, and these are just images that I've set links to. So if I click the Unit 1 Getting Started button, it will take the students to the first page of Unit 1. So what I want to do is show you how to create a home page like that. So the first thing you can do is I've already created these buttons and the header. So I have added that to the early access course, and you can download this file and have all of these buttons already that you can then customize for your group. So if you choose to download it, you'll get all of these buttons for you to use. So the first thing at the top is my welcome page. Feel free to use what I've created or to change it in any way you'd like. By double clicking on the red and gray welcome sign, it'll be green and blue for my Green Run teachers, and there's a red and gray one for my Salem teachers. Depending on which Canvas course you are in, I've attached a different course. So one school has the Green Run Canvas buttons, the other school has the SHS buttons. So whichever one you get. Once you open this up, if you double click, it is word art, so you can type anything in here, change what is in here, and it will update. Once you've got the words in there that you want, you can come up to the color palette, and I'm using a gradient color. You could also just make it solid, or you can come to custom, and what I've done is custom. You can add more colors. So there's a gray, and I can choose add and switch it to red or whatever color you want. You can add again and do gray again, and that's how you get that red gray pattern. Add. I'm going to add red one more time, and then you can slide these so that it will slide where those colors are, and I'm going to try to do that gray right in the middle, and then the two reds, and then a gray at the end. And I can change this one to a lighter gray so that it matches. Alright, so that's what I'm going to stick with. You can also change it so that it's not at 90 degrees and make it more side to side. Whatever you want to do, it's up to you. You can get as fancy or as plain as you want it to be. So I like that. I'm going to leave it like that. Again, the dimensions on this I think are pretty good, so I would leave the dimensions, but anything that you can get in here is what you would do. So now that I have it the way I like it, I need to get it into Canvas. The nice thing about this is I can add this to Canvas, but make it so that it automatically updates if I want to change it. So right now I have welcome, but then maybe during Thanksgiving I want to write Happy Thanksgiving and change it periodically with the seasons, with holidays, with whatever. This week is homecoming week. I could change it to Happy Homecoming. Whatever you wanted to do to keep it fresh. But if I change it here, it will automatically change in my Canvas class because I've added it by the URL. So it's automatically going to update. To do that, you're going to click Publish to the Web. For yours, you would click Publish here, and then a pop-up that says OK comes up at the top of your screen. And then you just want this link, and you're going to Control-C and copy it. Once I have that, do a little update here, and you can see how it changed. And I only changed it a little bit, so maybe you won't see a whole noticeable difference. I'm going to put this into edit mode. And just to show you how I did this, I'm going to delete the one I have in there and put the new one that I just created in. And again, I didn't change it significantly, so it may be a little hard to tell. But I'm going to, and I'm going to delete that. So now it's gone. But I want to insert that image again. So I'm going to click on image, and I'm clicking on the drop down menu and upload image. I'm going to choose URL. And here's where I'm going to paste in that URL that I just copied out of the Google Drawings. And it's going to embed the image, and I can just call it a decorative image. And hit submit. And it puts that back in. If you want to make it bigger, if you click on it, it'll have the little handles here, and you can enlarge it however you'd like. If you click on the three dots, you have the option to align it left, right, or center. I have mine aligned center. For my units, these are in a grid or in a chart. So if you come over, you can come to the table here and decide what size dimensions you want your chart to be. Table, I should be calling it a table. And then I have it turned off so that the lines for my table don't show. So if I click on my table, now I find it easier if you come down to the arrows down here, I can make it full screen. It makes it a little easier to work with. I'm going to highlight my whole table. And then a table option should come up. And I want to fix the table properties so that I can't see those. And so I changed my border width to 0 and then come to advanced and select hidden, and that will make the border style hidden, and then just click save. And now they're all hidden. But in each box I put one of my unit buttons. So again, inside of the Canvas button folder that I share with you, my buttons are already created. Don't change the size because this is what's going to work best inside of Canvas. I've already got that figured out for you. So you're going to leave the buttons the same size as what they are here. But you can change the unit's name, obviously, and if you want to call it Module 1 instead of Unit 1, everyone needs to keep with this naming convention of either units or modules for their classes. That's up to you if you call them modules because that's what they're called in Canvas, or you want to go by units because that's what it's called in the curriculum. And then put the name if you would like the name. You could change the font, you can change the color, you can add an image to this if you want, you could change the background and the colors however you want. If you want the shape to be more squared instead of rounded, feel free to change that. But this canvas itself is set to 400 by 400 pixels, and that's what you want for those buttons to fit in there best. So once you have this, again, you're going to go to Publish to the web, get the link, copy this code, come back into Canvas, go into a box on the table. We're going to add the image by uploading image URL and paste it in, decorative image, which I sometimes forget, and then hit submit, and then it's going to add it in here. The nice thing is, if I ever decide that I want to change that, and instead of it being a unit, I decide I'm calling the modules, so let me go ahead and change that to module. I can do that right here inside of my Google Drawings and not have to change it in my Canvas course because it's going to automatically change. So let me fix that teeny tiny. Okay, I could stretch this a little bit more as long as it stays inside of my red box. All right. So that's all I need to do. I haven't saved anything, I haven't changed anything, but if I come back in here, it's still in my design mode, but I'm going to hit escape. It's going to bring it back into the normal size. I'm going to save, and when I do, that second unit 1 should say module 1, and it says module 1 because these are the same URL inside of my Google Drawings. I'm going to go back and change this back to unit so they look the same, and make sure this is centered. And it's saved to my drive, so if I come back in here and refresh, it should go back to saying unit 1. Now I don't need 2 that are the same, so I'm going to put it back in edit mode, delete, and there's where it says unit, and I didn't have to do anything. It took a minute for it to catch up. And then I'm going to hit delete, and you can fill these up. You can make more boxes in your table, however many rows and columns you need. So that's the gist of how you do it. I'm happy to help, but feel free to customize this page and make it look however you want. I spend more time than I probably should have or needed to on this, but I had a specific look I was looking for. There's more I want to do. I did save all of these and share them with you so that it doesn't take you as long to figure out dimensions and whatnot. But so feel free to use those. I'm going to hit save now, and hopefully you have a better idea of how you can customize your home page to look as inviting and accessible to the students as you can.